Hey everyone, this is Travel Trading Lifestyles. I'd like to welcome you back to the channel. I'm so excited to dive in today's market recap and share some key insights to make you level up and to help you level up your trading game. Now, if you are new here, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, turn on those notifications so that you never miss an update. Let's go ahead and get started. Today we had an amazing break today to the upside. If you guys checked out my live trading video, which was earlier today, this is what happened. Now we are going to start moving some things around tonight, only because this is a little I just want to kind of revamp the whole chart right now, because this is a huge area that just kind of got ripped through. It did come back and retest this high, so I just want to just kind of reorganize right now, right? First I want to start off with the recap of the trade though. Beautiful, man. But check this out. We had highs here. We did have a higher high. I think the system updated, but I think it was like here or something like that. I saw the break happening. Now, there's more than one way, right? In your arsenal of tools, right? There's always more than one way. All right. I'm only teaching one way here, but there's plenty other strategies. As you can see here, for instance, right, this is a breakout strategy. There's several strategies that I have access to, okay? I'll be more than glad to kind of go over them as I see. That's why I like doing these reviews, to try to explain and help, because it's tough to try to teach something when you don't have it in front of you. It's easier to kind of explain as what I'm seeing, when I'm seeing it, and why I attacked the way that I did. In this case, there was a breakout from the higher, not the higher time frame, but there was a breakout to the higher side. It just basically broke out, right? If you see these highs here, what I saw this morning, I saw consolidation. All right, I knew that it ultimately needed to come to this high. How? Because of the market, man. The overall market, the trend of the market. Remember, the trend is your friend. Back to the trend. This puppy is going up, right? It's going higher. It's going higher. It's going higher. It consolidated. The chances of this thing going higher, you always want to trade with the markets. Why? Why do you want to trade with the markets? Because you get moves like this when you trade with the market. You literally just catch a ride on the back of one of the banks, and they just take you for a ride. Look at that. Beautiful, man. That's why you trade with the trend. What I recognized, obviously, trend, right, was going in the upper direction. I saw consolidation. For it to have broken down, it would have had to basically break this low. For me to really be quite interested, it would have to show me a strong buying candle. Like this first candle here, basically. This candle here to the downside, that would have gave me indication that it wanted to go lower. All right, but nonetheless, I saw the breakout to the top. I knew that it wanted to come back to this higher resistance level. Just wanted to grab a few points, and it worked out flawlessly. Okay, what happened on the rest of the other charts here? I'll check ES. A little choppy. Where's 930 at? It did have a little break, but you're still holding. Man, this is holding right now. All right, so you really have a grand opportunity to try to get in. Maybe if you would have gotten it down here on a few swings, potentially, you could have, been holding on what is this, ESO SPY. If you wanted to swing like options trading, right, you could have had SPY. Give you like an option breakdown, or if you just want to swing futures. Hey, look, if you got it, you got it. Most times whenever I look to swing, if I choose to swing, it's ultimately going to end up being probably an options contract, only because I can get a lot more money in, to kind of take advantage of the move. Now, it won't be as explosive because obviously, let me switch this back around 1 second. Alright, yeah, /ES. Alright, so let's put this back here. Alright, but like I was saying, if I do swing or choose to swing, it'll probably be with an options. I mean, if you if you want to swing using futures, you can. To me, futures is so volatile. It's risky. If you want to, hold, you can. I like to be a little bit more, less exposed, I guess. That's why I like to go to the options if I choose to swing, right? And these are the options, or the QQQs, the SPYs, and the DIA. Those are pretty much the futures. As far as an options chain for you to swing. All right, back to the chart. Now, ES is holding, right? These highs. It does not want to break, which is good. That shows strength, right? It touched once. You got to touch here. It touched again, and it touched again. You got quite a few touches here. This thing tried to push down several times, right? And not once did it break. So this is showing strength. That means bulls, right? If you guys ever heard of bulls and bears, bulls go up. That's why when the bull attacks, it attacks with its head. That's why it's called a bull market. Bulls go up. Bears, whenever they attack, they hit you with the paw. It comes down, right? Like a slash. So bulls are in control right now, right? So everything is pushing to the upside. I'm showing, well, not me, but the market and the charts are showing me that buyers are in control right now. It's just, honestly, you really got a consolidation between this area here. It's this whole area right now. It's just price is just bouncing in between this area. To be completely honest, just this little square area right now, it's just chopping around in there. Me personally, you can do what do they call that? Consolidation or consolidating trading. I forgot the proper name for it. Whereas when there's a consolidation period, you can basically just trade the extreme highs, extreme lows of that zone, right? A consolidation zone. It's called consolidation trading. I believe that's the correct name for it. Somebody can basically let me know what that is if you know what it is in the comments. But whenever you have consolidation like this on a numerous amount of days, just play the highs. Anytime it comes up here to these highs, put on the sell. Anytime it comes down here to these lows, put on a buy. It's pretty much simple as that, right? Let's check out NQ. All right, we got a breakdown. All right, so we got some. Okay, so a few things. I do see some weakness setting up. Okay, why? Well, for one, let me explain to you what I see here. All right, let's say this is starting from this bottom here, right? You get a trend. This thing is popping, right? It's trending, it's trending, it's trending, it's trending. It's going as is. Well, if it would have continued to go, right, on I guess, following the trend, it would have bounced here and kept going up. Well, it did not bounce. This is what you call a break of structure. This is structure, right? I'll start over again to kind of make it make sense. I'm going to teach y'all something tonight. This is structure, right? It's following the trend. That's what I mean when I say structure. So this structure is going, right? And it's being respected. What happens is when this break of structure no longer goes higher as it was going higher, when that's no longer the case, it breaks that structure. When a break of structure happens, that means it's reversing. All right, hint, hint, wink, wink. Right? Shout out to Coco. Hint, hint, wink, wink. That means when there's a break, right? When you get something trending like this, it will continue to trend. 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 Once that break of structure happens near a key level, that should indicate that it broke It no longer wants to go higher. We're looking at reversals at this point, and it's around the key level. This is prime. All right, you guys are seeing this live right now. Well, recording, but pretty much we're watching this happen. So now you can start to develop a game plan off of that. You know that the structure just broke, right? So a wise person would go, okay, I just saw that it broke structure, so I'm waiting for a setup to the downside. Now, the setup to the downsides, I got a few of those gems also. All right, we've been for the past few days looking at here. I'll give one. Now, there's a few setups here that that you can take a look at, right? We've been looking at this to the upside for the past few days, right? Since the beginning, I've been basically walking y'all through how this looks, right? The market cycle, right? You got your first leg is here, retest second leg. You always get two legs, right, in a market cycle. Now, all we're simply going to do is flip that on its head. That is simple. That is it. You're taking this same symbol, all right, and you're applying it to the downside. So what does that look like? Glad you asked. All right, let's set this up so you guys can get an idea, all right, of what we're going to look for. We're going to look for a break of structure. Boom. Down, right? We're going to look for a retest. Same concept, all right? And we're going to look for a follow through. Same concept to the downside. Now this is what you're going to be looking for, to the downside. Now there's more than this. I got a few setups actually to the upside and to the downside. But if we're talking puts, if we're talking sells, puts and sells, that just means that's just jargon for traders to go short, to go down, right? Shorting, puts, sells, those are all in the same category. It's basically what you're doing is you're saying that the market's going to fall and you're placing a bet that the market's going to fall, right? It's called placing a put. Shorting, it's all the same. So whenever you short the market or saying that the market is going to go down, all right, this is one of the setups that you can use right here. Same concept, same symbol to the upside, literally to the downside. All right, break of structure, retest, follow through. This is pretty much that simple. All right, so that's what I would start to take a look at, knowing that we just finished having a break of structure to the downside. At this point, I'm concluding and I'm starting to put, 2 and 2 together. Okay, I should be starting to look at changing my mindset. I should start to look at, picking up things to the downside, basically. All right, just a little nugget in there for you. All right. What else we have here? So we got a break of structure to NQ. That means we're looking at reversals. All right. Puts are going to start printing. Puts again, just jargon for downside. Downside is it should start printing. All right, here pretty soon. Let's take a look at ES, how that affects ES. I don't trade into support. Like, it's just not enough, man. This is not. You see the difference here? I'll show you here. All right, the difference between these two and why I would choose NQ. Okay, let's look at the opportunity. All right, let's make it make sense. Let's go to NQ. You see how NQ, right? Last structure of NQ was down here, right? And we're gonna readjust these here in a second. But last structure was down here. Look at all of this profit. Look at all of this profit down here. All of this profit. You can literally eat up all of this profit, right? All of this profit you have, opportunities, before you get back down to structure down here, all right? All of this is opportunities. When you go to ES, it's not as open like that. You got this big barrier right here. So think about it, right? Let's use the road less traveled. Look how many obstacles is in this way. You got to bounce here, you got to bounce. So you got a brick wall waiting for you down here. That means ES has to break through a brick wall before it even gets to an opportunity to start doing something down here, right? So that lets me know that NQ is probably going to be the better option if I'm looking at shorting, if I'm looking at, you know, taking advantage of some downside. I'm taking a look at NQ. It's a better setup. It's a better setup. I don't have to worry about any brick walls. I don't have to. Right now, it's in the middle of a zone, right? And it's gonna leave that zone. Once I get a good candle that leaves this zone, bro, I'm in. I'm in. I wouldn't even think twice. I'm in. I'm rocking with this thing until it's no longer going down. You know, again, as traders, we're just looking, especially futures. We don't need a lot here. We just need a few points, man. That's all we need. We need from here to here. We'll pay you handsomely, 100, like handsomely. You don't need all of that. You don't need a big move. I mean, it's beautiful if you catch it. Hey, more the merrier. But as futures traders, man, these contracts are multiplying in real time. All right. So all you really need is just like, I mean, from if you get a complete move all the way down here, man, you're in God mode. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, a few points here, maybe take out this low. You know, I'm cool with that. I put on a few contracts. I'm cool with that. That'll get me everything that I need. Now, you know, once we start elevating and, you know, accounts start looking, you know, solid, really solid, super solid, then, you know, we can hold a little bit longer. But as future traders, man, it's already a multiplied type of front. You don't really need to hold for that type of long. You just need a few points, man. That's all you need. I'm here to show you how to get to a bag. Once you get to a bag, hey, the world is your oyster. You can do what you want. My job is to show you how to get to a bag. So that's what I'm gonna do here. But yeah, the road less traveled with less issues. NQ has less issues. ES has a lot more issues. Right? So keep that in mind. Alright, I wanted to take a look at YM just to start charting, you know, readjusting some things here. You know how this goes. Let's start with the 1 hour. Actually, let's start with the 4 hour. Alright, I'm about to clear this and we're about to do this in real time. Alright, so whenever you get a chart, obviously, the first thing you need to do is take a look and see which direction the market is going. Market is still pumping high. We got some, man, whew, this thing is on a tear. Do you hear me? A tear to the upside. I like this. Hey man, look, it's a great time to get in. I mean, momentum is literally in your favor. You cannot go wrong. You cannot go wrong. All right, let's start trading. Let's start charting. All right, so we got the 4 hour chart up. We see the direction going high. Last structure was here. Next structure highs are here. Let me make sure that's correct. Alright, I got some highs here. Got a few touches in this area. I like that. Alright, you got touches here, touches here, touches here. So this is a good sign of major resistance, but let's get a little bit more in depth. Alright, we had, let's see here, we had these highs here, so I'll probably move this up here. We had a break there, and we had a zone here. I hope you guys are watching what I'm doing. Now, if you need this system that I'm using, please hit me up in the comments so I can help you out. Alright. Alright, we got some good stuff here now. Now I'm starting to see a picture develop. Let me put another chart down here. Let's see what this is. Alright, so and we got highs here right now. Alright, let's get a little bit closer. Let's probably come down to the 30. 30 is solid. Alright, so if you notice, this is right here. Man, this thing looks pretty. YM is pumping. I like this. Alright. We got a little bit of resistance right here. Whoa. Alright, we got a little bit of resistance right here. We have these last highs. I guess we could put something here, right? Because you do want to respect that. Alright, those are the last highs. Let's extend this left. Alright, so this is what YM is looking like right now. Alright, got these highs here. Alright, let's respect this area. I can put a zone there, that's fine. Alright, this is cool. We had this area pop. Beautiful break. Nice. Alright, now back to our regularly scheduled programming. When it comes to when we have a break of structure, what are we looking for? Back to our bread and butter, man. It does not change. It does not change. It does not change to the upside. That's what we're looking for, the market cycle. We got a break here. Alright, we're looking for a retest to the downside, and we're looking for a flush to the upside. Alright, a continuation. First leg here. Retest, second leg. Alright, so we got the first leg of a breakout. Boom, it broke out. Next the market cycle is going to be a pullback. Okay, and we can either pull back here to this low, which would be a better opportunity, to be honest, for entries. But you know, we'll see how the market unfolds. Alright, I just wanted to kind of rearrange that, get that prepared for tomorrow. Alright, let's see if there's anything else. I like ES. I didn't have a problem with this. I mean, nothing broke. The only reason I rearranged YM is because it broke. Let's see here. Is there anything else that I want to do? NQ. I guess we can pull it here. If there's not anything else that I want to see here. Oh man, look at this thing. This thing is going right now as we speak. As we speak, this thing is going. Alright, well, look, that's it. That's really all I really wanted to kind of touch on tonight. We did a recap. We did kind of a charting. You know, we covered a little bit. It was a learning opportunity tonight. Honestly, if you I mean, that's pretty much it. If you do find any value, you know, in today's lesson or recap, please press the like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, help your boy out. Other than that, man, it's been a pleasure. Take it easy. I'll see y'all in the morning. Peace, love, and good trading.